This is Joe Castello's WFO Radio Ignition, covering everything that has wheels, an engine, and a driver.
The reason I race is to get the chicks. You know what I mean?
NASCAR, IndyCar, Formula One, sports cars, and NHRA drag racing.
Hey guys, just want to let you know, WFO rocks.
WFO Radio is total motorsports.
It's just so cool.
Fasten your seatbelts, fire up the ignition, and drop the hammer.
Yeah, let's do it.
Now, here's your host, Joe Castello.
What's up, everybody? WFO. Joe Castello back with you, and super excited to follow up the Daytona 500. Oh, yeah, very exciting. What a race, Crash Fest. Yeah, the final hour just went on and on and on. Now, I saw some people liked it, some people didn't like it. Whatever the case is, Denny Hamlin is now a two-time winner, and Joe Gibbs Racing finishing first, second, third. And the coach, so emotional, JD. How do you argue with that? How do you argue with a moment like that, right? It's just the way it is. As far as the end, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin battling. Kyle was not exactly happy, but as one of our great WFO radio listeners, Jeff Rice, pointed out, at least he was smart enough to hold his tongue and not, say something bad. And he did. He toughed it out. Good job, Kyle. Turning over a new leaf here in 2019. Now, me, you could probably tell that I am not in the WFO radio studio. No, I'm up in Johnson City, Tennessee, and we are shooting more episodes of Performance TV on Motor Trend Network. You're definitely going to want to set your DVRs for Sunday morning, Sunday, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time to watch myself and Kathy Fisher get into all kinds of fun and hijinks. But we've got Giovanni in Miami. He's back at the mothership. Gio, you out there?
I am. I'm right here. Can you hear me?
Oh, there it is. I hear you. Oh, my God. You sound something. You definitely sound interesting. My setup, I'm using the Skype, and I'm in my hotel room, and, I got my earbuds in, and I'm wondering, am I talking too loud? Can the people in the room next to me hear me? And it's possible. It's possible. They're going to get to check out WFOradio.com and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. So we're going to talk a little Daytona 500. We're going to get into the fact that this weekend is the Magic Dry Arizona Nationals. The NHRA Nitro Show is going to be unbelievable with Blake Alexander and Bo Butner and Austin Prock and Doug Vansel and Alan Reinhart. Everybody's fired up. We're all geeked up. It's going to be a great show. Giovanni is going to be putting it all together. It's going to be great. Formula One testing ongoing, and our first week of Fantasy League results. But I do want to address something very important and vital right at the start of the show with myself and Giovanni. We're going to have to hash this out. For the first time in 10 years, we didn't make official picks for the Daytona 500. Bob Smith, he sent us the odds. And they came in, Monday, maybe they came in Tuesday after we had done the show. And, we just never got back to it because it was a crazy week. I went up to watch Jackie Frick test at PBIR, and we just never got back to it. So I just want to announce to everybody that I picked Denny Hamlin to win the race. And so I got one win already.
Wow, that's incredible. I think we all had Denny Hamlin.
We all had Denny Hamlin.
I had the exacta. I had Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Jones, and Joy.
How crazy is that?
Exacta, no. $2 exacta. I won $30 million. I don't know why I'm sitting here doing the show with you.
Honestly, Bob Smith did send his picks on Sunday.
But he also did not pick Hamlin.
Well, he did pick Hamlin.
He did not.
Yes, he did. The email that I received, really? Bob Smith did take Denny Hamlin at 1:30 on Sunday. Yeah. And he's like, hey, I didn't hear back from you guys. And, it was one of those deals where
he did. He picked Denny Hamlin and Stenhouse.
Look
just at that. Bob picks first.
I can tell you who I would have picked. It was going to be Joey Logano. And I really felt strongly that Joey was going to have a good race. And he did have a good race. And it was a good race for Joey. But he didn't win the race. In the end, he didn't have anybody to go with him. It was just a like I said, crash fest. A lot of weird stuff happened. Jimmy Johnson gets taken out on pit road by cars behind him. They drove over him. Was it a great race? Yeah, there was a lot of side-by-side two-wide running. Battling for the lead, I don't know. But remember, this is the last restrictor plate race, maybe ever. And I enjoyed it. Like, to me, being overly critical of the exact race, I can tell you on the final go of it, the green-white checkered, the final one, where Joey Logano made the move, got up to second. Like, to me, that was exciting. Like, get up there, Joey, come on. Like, to feel that level of excitement, that's it. That's all I asked for. So I enjoyed it. It was great. Denny Hamlin wins the race. We were out we missed the first little bit of the race and had to watch it in a sports bar. We saw the green flag in a sports bar.
Yes, and I would say the first 30 laps of the first segment.
First 30 laps of the first segment, because we were out doing something. Is that top secret, or are we allowed to talk about that?
My life is an open book.
Oh, it's an open book. Okay. No, it's true. All right, so here's what we did.
Well, I wouldn't go as far as say it's an open book, but, this is something that I think we can discuss on the show. This is automotive.
Okay, so
it's an automotive show.
Absolutely. Okay, so we went. Giovanni had a polyp on his colon, so he had to go get inspected, and so he got a public colonoscopy. And what it was is that a group of students got to inspect him because it was less expensive. It's like when you go to the beauty school to get a haircut and it's cheaper. This was a colonoscopy by a group of medical students, and it was public. And so we had to wait in the waiting room while he did that.
That sucks.
That's not what happened. All right. That's the best, funniest thing I could come up with off the top of my head real quick. There was a car purchase made, a vehicle purchase for the Giovanni family. They've switched from a non-American automobile to an American automobile. And it's a wonderful thing.
Real nice, Gio.
Real
Even
nice.
Rich agrees.
Huge thanks to Rich York for supplying all kinds of information. Of course, everybody knows Rich is like ace car dealer, and he's given us all kinds of, lingo, and tell him about the flat and the build sheet and the shop bill and all this stuff.
And the bank
we did
sheet
the WEO and the bank sheet.
Oh my goodness, we were in there. It was out of control, but Rich was immensely helpful on the text machine. And by the way, I've been driving an American truck for almost 20 years now, so I have no idea what it is you're talking about when you make it seem like, some switch was made. I'm still driving around a Chevy.
The Giovanni family
just to be fair,
is now 100% American automobiles, whereas previously it was only 50%.
That is absolutely correct.
That's all. And so it was very exciting. But we got that thing done. Yeah, if you're going to work on a car lot, you got to be out there on Sunday, man. You got to be out there on Sunday.
Not just that. You have to be a hustler and a go-getter, man. Those people are like piranhas.
And a liar.
This is South Florida. The salesmen are sharks down here. I mean, anybody that's even driving towards the lot, they're all running out towards the driveway to like catch you out there.
Yeah, but when Rich first got the gig,
before you park your car, you've already had 3 people kind of approach the vehicle,
staring at you. They're giving you that look, like, is he? Are they? Are we gonna? Should I? That kind of deal. When Rich first got the gig of car salesman, he had to go out on the lot, and that's one of the reasons I have such great respect for the Dirty Hippies. Rich is that he left radio and broadcast and working alongside celebrities and went and stood out on a car lot. And he provided for his family and did a great job, and he's an ace at it, obviously.
Smart guy.
But he told me a lot of great stories about, like, hey, I'm here to see Rich. Is Rich around? Oh, no, Rich died. He's dead, but I'll do your deal.
He died?
Yeah, there's all kinds of, like, horrible stuff happening out there at those dealerships. And
yeah, the backstabbing,
so anyway,
I'm sure it was terrible. But
the backstabbing, yeah.
I got to tell you, I feel like Rich was very, very, very helpful in this endeavor. And
yes,
We will be, drinking some down next time we see him in appreciation.
Well, good. Provide me some money, and I will buy him a beer on your behalf because I'm sure I'll see him a lot sooner than you will.
Dude, I'll PayPal him some money rather than give it to you. I know how that works with you, man.
Oh, well, see, really, I'm not trustworthy.
No, it's not that you're not trustworthy. I know what'll happen. You'll go out there and you purchase all these drinks, and you say that you're the one that's providing all these beverages. I know how it works.
Why would I?
I don't think that you would just pocket the money, but I think that you take the credit.
I have no reason to need to buy Rich drinks because he didn't help me. I was just there. I was there just to look intimidating, and I didn't do a really good job of that. But it was interesting. So anyway, and then after that, we made it back to the house, and we're thinking like, boy, we could have stayed out even longer, man. This thing is going on and on and on. But I like it though. I like the fact that we got to see a conclusion. How many times did they have to do it? They did it a bunch of times. How much equipment did we wreck? A whole lot of equipment. But you know what? In the end, we saw someone race to the win, and it was Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin wins the race, Kyle Busch second, Eric Jones third, sweeping the top three, Joe Gibbs Racing, JD's name on the winning car. Let's hear from Denny Hamlin, two-time Daytona 500 winner.
Our original deal was inside 10 to go. After that, you kind of race. We kept going. We had, I think, a restart with 7 or 8 to go. We worked together. And then they asked, and we said, let's just race it out. And that was with the second to last restart. We decided we wanted to kind of race it out. Being on the front row, I kind of liked, and I was hoping he was going to take the line that he chose, and he did. So that put us in a good position. Everything that all the experience that I've had, I knew what line I wanted to be in, and it was going to be a 50-50 shot whether he put us in that line or not. And when he did, we got the lead. The caution came out, and then we were fine. Just going ahead and staying racing like we were. I knew the top line was the line I was going to choose, and they actually came over. I think they came to my spotter and said, "Hey, do you want to drop down in front of us? We're open to do that." And when I saw him and the 22 lined up, I was like, "Well, absolutely, sure, I definitely will do that." So I thought that was the best move for us, but it still gave him a great opportunity to win because he got a great run on us on the backstretch, and we had to block it. And so I think that he probably knew the same thing that I did, is that bottom lane deteriorates really quick at the end of these races. I've been on the bottom lane 3 or 4 times here on a green white checker and lost the race every time because it was just not the place to be. So I thought that he was actually pretty smart in thinking that, hey, if I drop down in front of him, that puts him in the position to go on offense against me. So if he's on the inside of me and I'm right there on his door, there's no offensive play that he can make. He made the right move, in my opinion, to let us do that so he can have the 22 and make a run.
Wow, Denny Hamlin, man. Denny, that quote was like the end of the race. It went on and on and on. I think he's rationalizing. Look, in the end, here's Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch. It's a no-win situation. You cannot ask either team to be subservient to the other. It just is what it was. If Kyle's team was okay with that, then that's fine. That's great. It's, somebody's going to take the lead position. And you can't crash your teammate. Otherwise, you guys look like idiots. I think they handled it pretty well. Good for Kyle Busch for doing the right thing there. I really felt like even at the end, though, Joey Logano had the quickest car, but Ryan Preece just didn't have enough experience and power to push him. That's the deal. You needed something else to get up there and get around those Joe Gibbs cars. And Joey looked really good, but just didn't have what it took. So Denny Hamlin wins the race. Kyle Busch second. Eric Jones third. Top 3 for Gibbs Racing. Joey Logano fourth. Michael McDowell fifth. The top C driver, I guess. Ty Dillon sixth. Kyle Larson seventh. Ryan Preece eighth. Look at those. They're like all C drivers, man. Ty Dillon, Ryan Preece. And Rich York has been hyping Ryan Preece for a while.
He has. I think I mentioned that a few weeks ago when
Jimmy
I was calling
Johnson,
him Parisi.
Jimmy Johnson, with the damage that he got, finishing in the top 10 after a very interesting speed weeks, couple of crashes. Last Saturday we said, or last Sunday after the Advanced Auto Parts clash that I felt like it was a racing deal. But then in the duel, he had a problem also. And that got some people, Ricky Craven and Darrell Waltrip, really going after Jimmy Johnson. And Jimmy Johnson, ended up running up front and having a fast car, getting taken out on pit road and still finishing ninth. I really feel that, just like with everything, they, as in the analysts, just pick someone. They're doing the same thing to Jimmy Johnson that they did and do to Tom Brady. Every year, he's washed up, he's old, Father Time is catching up with him. And eventually, if you just keep saying it after someone's 40 years old, eventually you'll be right. That is BS. It's cheating as an analyst, and it's lame. And I didn't like Ricky Craven doing it. Ricky Craven just, Jimmy Johnson, he's getting old, Father Time, whatever. And I don't know, man. I don't think so. Watch out for Jimmy Johnson. That seems to just motivate these guys. And just because Ricky Craven, no offense, Ricky, but just because you fell off doesn't mean Jimmy Johnson's going to fall off the way you fell off, because you never won 7 championships, and he has. And he runs marathons, like, before he gets in the car. So that was just very annoying to me. We don't learn anything. Tom Brady all year long is attacked for his age, and he's not the same. And, oh, by the way, he's a Super Bowl champ. You're going to watch that happen and then fall into the same trap with Jimmy Johnson. I don't think so, man. I don't think Jimmy Johnson has got an age degeneration problem going on. I think it's first race is back in the car, and he's aggressive. And, oops, sorry, lesser driver. I'm Jimmy Johnson, and I stepped on you a little bit. Tough stuff. That's what he has earned by winning 7 championships. And you know what? If Richard Petty did it or Dale Earnhardt did it, everybody would be like, yeah. And Jimmy Johnson's doing it now. So kill the noise, Ricky Craven. Kill the noise.
Yeah,
Number 10.
Take that, Craven.
Well, did you see any of it? I felt like it was just incessant. Like, we're going to start. That's how we're starting 2019, talking about how Jimmy Johnson's washed up. The 7-time champ. That's the story. Is Jimmy Johnson washed up? And everybody going along with it. Yeah, he could be washed up. Yeah, age,
I think the real question is, can he win number 8?
Exactly. I wouldn't be surprised, mark my words right now, if a very similar situation as Tom Brady happens with Jimmy Johnson. And they talk about how he's old and washed up all year long. And at the end of the year, it's going to be one of those bad takes that we see, like Greg Cody saying that we should trade Dan Marino for Scott Mitchell, which Gio dutifully went and found the article.
How about that?
During the week.
That was great, wasn't it?
And did you tweet that? Did you tweet it? If you don't tweet it, nobody sees it.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah. 10th, Ross Chastain. 11th, Bowman the Showman. 12th, Brad Keselowski. 13th, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Stenhouse. Did he? All of these people now, they all hit. They all got hit. They all crashed.
Everybody hit and got hit, right?
Ryan Newman, Parker Kligerman, Austin Dillon, which I don't know if you know, but Austin Dillon, there's a big debate is raging on the Facebook page. El Ray in Arkansas posted a photo of Austin Dillon with his special lady friend, and
I think that's his wife, actually.
Well, whoever she is,
right?
And I saw it from far away, and I was like, yeah, I did the little fire emoji,
right.
But then one of my high school friends, who Jose Melendez, is like, have you guys looked closely? And he was suggesting that there was some very masculine traits to the skeletal structure.
Cheekbones?
Yes. And so a debate has started to rage on Facebook. Austin Powers was evoked. But that is a different story for a different day. Chase Elliott.
I gotta tell you, if the special lady I've seen him with, who happens to be a big, tall person, is far from unladylike. So I don't know. Maybe it could be a bad angle. You never know. But
my initial response was that she was very attractive. I think she's a monster energy.
Yes, I don't know. I wouldn't go that far, but she's definitely that type. Like, like really good looking, Instagram
you
supermodel type.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing, right? It's gonna have to delve a little deeper into this, but really, my attitude is it's none of our business, and whatever.
Oh, I see it here. I see what you mean, but I don't know. I think anybody can have. I opened I went to the Facebook, and the first thing is there is Austin and the blonde special lady with the silver dress.
Okay, and he's in a red jacket?
Yes, like a real shiny red jacket, like something you would wear, actually.
Oh, I know. That's exactly
something you would wear. Dude,
Absolutely.
I think that the makeup could make anybody, be bad angle makeup and anything. You just never know. You have to see people in person to know the truth.
You see the comments. This is kind of Grace Jones looking, like very striking model. Like, I think that's what it is. I think everybody is it's a very intense look, and people are piling on.
Yeah, what are you going to do? I think people should not say stuff like that,
Haters going to hate.
That's it.
Haters going to hate. Chase Elliott, 17th. Corey LaJoie, 18th. B.J. McLeod, 19th. Clint Boyer, 20th. William Byron, 21st. Jamie McMurray, 22nd. McMurray, we were rooting. We had such a great time.
He was a pinball, wasn't he?
Because he was my C driver. I don't know about you all.
He was avoiding every wreck. Just oh my goodness, getting hit left and right, but somehow being able to keep going.
And they finally got him. They finally took him down. It was terrible. It's like in the end of the movie when the hero who has evaded death hundreds and hundreds of times finally gets taken down. Brendan Gaughan, 23rd. Landon Castle, 24th. Kurt Busch, 25th. Kevin Harvick, 26th. Yeah, the heavy hitters starting off a little tough. Tyler Riddick, 27th. Matty D, 28th. I'm going to make an announcement right now that Matty DiBenedetto, Matty D is what I call him, is vaulted into my top 3 favorite active drivers. I've decided I'm just going to adopt out of nowhere Matt DiBenedetto. This guy has got moxie, man. He's like gritty.
I'm about to change your mind, but go ahead. Go.
Well, okay. Well, why?
He drives a Toyota.
You know what? I know, but I'm like upside down anyway with all my fandom. He does drive a Toyota, but what can I do? I liked Truex when he was in a Toyota. Matty D, Matt DiBenedetto, like this kid, wherever he's coming from, whatever he's doing, he knows how to drive a race car. He was hanging tough until he got crashed out. Like he was hanging tough up there.
First of all, he led the most laps of the race, and he was in the top 10 pretty much the whole race. The couple of times he got pit stop, the track position lost because of the pit stops, darted to the front. I mean,
yeah. Matty D.
He has been, and by the way, a grinder has grounded out. Grinder, total grinder.
And he's making it. Like, that's the thing, is he's making it.
Yes, and look for that team to have a good year, because I believe that they now have the alliance with Joe Gibbs Racing.
Wouldn't it be crazy if Matt DiBenedetto could, like,
breakout year? I would call that a breakout performance for him yesterday.
He was up front all day long. The name Matt DiBenedetto is a name that people are talking about. And I'm going to keep talking about him. We should try to get him on the show. I'm like, we need to start a whole movement, Matt DiBenedetto, because why not, man? Nobody else needs our help. Like, this is something we could all get behind. Matt DiBenedetto, why not? What's the downside? Paul Menard, 29th. David Reagan, 30th. Ryan Blaney, 31st. Eric Almirola, 32nd. Daniel Suarez, Daniel Hemrick, Martin Truex Jr., Matt Tiff, Chris Buescher, Bubba Wallace, Cody Ware, Casey Mears, rounding out the top 40 at the Daytona 500. This weekend headed to Atlanta, the Folds of Honor Quick Trip 400 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Going to be very exciting to get onto a different track and check out the new rules. At the Omni, at Atlanta, GA. Let me tell you something now, Daddy. Dusty Roads, the American dream, Daddy. Talking about hard times. When the auto workers get laid off, hard times. You get laid off, you get a gold watch. Hard times, Daddy. Son of a plumber from Austin, Texas.
Oh, I could have used that, too.
I can't. What? The
son of a plumber.
Son of a plumber? Yeah, you had to call a plumber today. Tell the story.
Had a valve break from the, I guess that's a bathtub spigot, and had to get a plumber in there. They tried to charge me a heap load of money, so I kind of had to tell him that I couldn't afford it.
You called Rich.
So I called Rich, and I got the advice on how to squeeze the plumber down.
You did.
And so,
but like, by the way, you squeezed him down a lot. That was a good job by you.
I didn't. I offered. He made an offer. I didn't. I declined his offer. He counter-offered. I declined his counter, and therefore, when he made his final offer, I made my offer.
Right, final offer,
and it worked out.
That's great.
Well, at the end, dude, the reality is that he wanted to charge me way too much money for the hour of time that it was going to take him to go pick up this part. I think that's where the major disagreement came. I mean, not getting into figures, but, I ended up paying like half of what he wanted, and most of it was simply because he didn't want to go pick up the part, I guess, and have to come back or something. But in the end, I went to pick up the part, and he did the job, and it cost me less than half of what he originally wanted to charge me.
That's wonderful. I think that is so great. Hey, listen, that's one thing that, those plumbers, man, they've got you because of the whole urgency to purchase.
Yeah, where have I heard that before?
Yeah, urgency to purchase.
And by the way, it's a little bit it's a specialized trade the guys got going there. It looks simple, and I'm sure there's parts of it that's simple, but the whole real part of it is it's the experience that he has gained over the years in the certain aspects of the job, which I'm not going to get into detail, but I saw where it is that the guy earns his money, It's obviously the difficult part, the part that you need to do over and over and over to get really good at.
Oh, of course. Yeah, well, the sweating of pipes, man.
The 10,000 hours is what the Malcolm Gladwell rule.
Yeah, well.
That it takes 10,000 hours to get, proficient at anything.
I believe that. How many weeks is that?
Well, I don't know. If you work 40 hours a week, that's 2,080 hours a year, so about almost 5 years.
You know what, man? That's really true.
About 4 or 5 years, just about.
Yeah, it's really true. So think about that next time we're attacking our quarterback or whatever. El Rey in Arkansas has mentioned on the Facebook page that what was up with the 3-wide restart at the end there. And I saw some discussion about it. I did some looking into it, and some people were a little confused about the rule. I think that those cars were just in the wrong position, and they were getting out of the way. They were falling back, is what.
Yeah, I'm not certain. I didn't really see any instance that I thought that something had been done inappropriate. So
right.
I got to tell you, I mean, I'm sure if you sit there and want to dissect everything, you could wonder why they didn't call holding on that play or something, or why did the ref miss the foul, or what have you.
I just don't think it affected the end of the race in any way because Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, those are the guys that were competing for the win, and Denny Hamlin ended up winning the race.
I heard that I missed this in the post-race. I don't know if they actually showed it, but I saw it online somewhere that Logano actually made a beeline for McDowell's car after the race, and he was a little upset with him that he didn't go with him, that they're both Fords and that manufacturers should have stuck together because there's no way they were going to win with him not helping Joey, and otherwise he was going to basically push a Toyota to win. But
absolutely. Well, it was very sloppy at the end, and you did have people not going with Joey. Like if one of those guys had locked onto Joey's bumper, they could have won the race, or they could have. He needed
for lack of a better term, a fast car behind him, and he really didn't have it. McDowell's the best and he chose not to go with him. I think Priest had tried to, and he, like you said, he just didn't have the horsepower to hook up with him. And you just read the top 10. There were really no other fast cars that were up there to be capable of helping him. Because Kyle Larson is the only guy up there that you would think that has an actual fast car, and Jimmy Johnson. And both of those cars were totally wrecked by the time that the race had ended. Kyle Larson must have spun out like 5 times. DW was saying what a terrible race he was having and all this stuff. And then he ends up in the top 10.
And the whole thing is that Michael McDowell, no offense to Michael McDowell, a great race car driver compared to 99.9% of drivers on the planet, but in the last 5 laps of the Daytona 500, he's you got to make all the right moves, and he made some wrong moves. I'm sure he's thrilled with his finish. Joey Logano is, I think, going to have a really big year. And there's a couple of things that's happening. First of all, he's still not respected the way he should be. And breaking through and winning that championship last year, he is going to he should have nothing to prove. He should be full of confidence. And I really think that they're going to go out and have a big year. And the problem is that he's just not. He doesn't have an imposing demeanor. He's always smiling and happy, and when he smiles, his eyes turn into those little slits, and he's just like a happy kid. You don't worry about Joey Logano coming over to you, and I don't know. I think it hurts him a little bit. I think people think he's a little soft, but guess what?
He needs to whoop somebody's ass. Is what he needs to do.
Yeah, I guess.
He's a 30-year-old man. He's a grown-ass man now. He just needs to go whoop somebody and just be like the next guy. The next guy. It just has to be like that. It doesn't matter who it is going to have to, be the one that, sorry, I just have to show everybody that it's over.
I can whoop an ass.
It's over. I will no longer tolerate this nonsense. I am a champion. I am a grown man, and if you push me, I'm going to push you back to harder.
Right. Exactly. Well, we'll see. We'll see. He's going to have that opportunity.
He's a champ now. I really expect. I feel. I mean, obviously, look, this is just throwing it up there. I think that Joey is not. I don't know how great he'll have this year because there's always that championship hangover. But I think winning this championship and the fact that he's clearly a great driver. He's been touted now for a very long time, and I think now he's actually showing us the talent, and I expect him to win another championship at some point and become a dominant driver.
Well, but we're talking about the guy as if he hasn't already put together a career that is better than most. He's got a championship and a Daytona 500 victory. Drop a mic, walk off stage. That's it. Like, if you have a Daytona 500 victory and the championship, you are elite. Now, then there's the elite of the elite. Like, Denny Hamlin doesn't have a championship, but he's got 2 Daytona 500s. And Kyle Busch has got a championship, but he doesn't have a Daytona 500. Joey Logano's got both, man. That's it. Before he's 30. That's it. The kid is rock star. And the funny thing is that we're talking about him as if his talent and ability is just now being exposed. Well, Joey Logano could end up with 4 championships. You know what I mean? And 3 Daytona 500 wins. You just don't know. This kid could have huge upside. It's just that he doesn't have that imposing demeanor that, yeah. But I got excited when the kid made a move, Gray likes him, so what the heck.
He doesn't have the career victories yet, only 21, but in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, he's won, 11, 12, 15, 18 races over the last 5 seasons.
So I've already predicted that Jimmy Johnson and Joey Logano are both going to win the championship this year. So that's good.
Yeah, Speaking of, just keep throwing it out there. Eventually you'll be right if you give us enough drivers.
Chase Elliott, no,
he's not going to win this year. I'll go out on a limb and say he's not going to win it this year. He'll have another really good year, but he's not going to win.
Matty D, man. Matty D. It's all about Matt DiBenedetto.
He's
Goes on,
definitely
wins the
not gonna win.
championship. Dude, that's what NASCAR needs. The Matt DiBenedetto championship. I think it would be great. Hey, you know what else would be great? If I told you about our great sponsors here on WFO Radio Ignition. You know, if you're a first-time listener, not all shows are like this. Joe isn't always in a hotel room in Johnson City, Tennessee, and Gio isn't always alone in the mothership. But we do try to have fun.
Sitting in the captain's chair.
Sitting in the captain's chair. And on this particular occasion, we're actually video connected.
That's right.
Because,
we could see each other, so we're giving each other signals.
Yes, exactly. We're giving each other signals. But our great sponsors like motorsportsguys.com. Hopefully, if you listen to the show, you realize, listen, believe it or not, this is one of the ways we make our living. And these sponsors, and you're still trying to get past the first thing I said. Yes, this is how we make our living. Coming out of talk radio, podcast, entertainment, information, yes. And these great sponsors want your ear. The next time you want an oil change or parts or pieces, use the mail order service, motorsportsguys.com. Amalie Motor oil filters, and they're even giving out a free hat at checkout. If you buy something and use the promo code WFO at checkout, you get the Vegas Win Tribute hat. It's like a $28 cool drag racing hat, man. Do it. Magic Dry this weekend, the Magic Dry Arizona Nationals. I am going from Johnson City, Tennessee, straight to Arizona. I will be gone for 8 days. I have packed one carry-on bag. It's like the...
You didn't take a luggage, check-in luggage?
No.
For
a
I was week?
Yes.
Aren't you going from cold to scorching hot? Or is it cold out there in the desert?
Cold to colder. It's freezing in the desert.
Oh, well, because they're at altitude over there, right? Is that why? Or
I don't know, man. Just because the desert gets cold. It's 50 degrees during the daytime in the desert. Yeah, it's going to be a cold event.
Oh, I guess it is still February.
Yes,
I was going to say the only time I remember it ever being cold in Vegas was when I went for New Year's.
You have to remember, Gio,
remember that year I went for New Year's?
Yeah, I got married on New Year's Eve, right? There's a thing called winter that other people have that you don't really have to deal with. And it's everywhere except for where you are, for the most part. Even Arizona, they have 120 in the summer, and they have 20 in the winter. And so they're dealing with winter. You're not dealing with winter, but they're dealing with winter.
As you can see, I'm wearing shorts and a short-sleeve shirt.
No,
I'm buttoned-down shirt. I'm dressed very well for TV, mind you.
Right. It's going to be like the Hanukkah of luggage because I have to make it last. I have these clothes, and I have to make it last. And
I would suggest you use the wash service at one of those hotels.
Well, but no, I've got it all gamed out, man. Technically, if everything goes right, I will be fine. I have everything that I need.
How in the world do you have 8 days worth of clothing in a carry-on? Unless you're wearing the same shirt every day, like uniforms.
No.
Hopefully you brought 8 different shirts.
I have 6 work shirts, 3 for Performance TV and 3 for NHRA. And so there's, Sunday, Saturday, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday already. I got the clothes I got on right now, my airplane clothes, and I got an outfit to come home, and I got an outfit to hang around, the hotel.
Wow, man, you're really getting this traveling thing down packed.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have you come over and help me pack when I gotta travel. Not that I'm ever gonna travel anywhere, but
that's so true. That's right.
I really prefer not to go anywhere.
To do anything.
I wouldn't go that far. There's a few things I like to do.
Like what? Stay home and watch TV.
Yeah, that's one of them.
There it is. Stay home and just do nothing and watch TV and look at the computer, at the odds.
Yeah, that's part of it.
That's your favorite thing. That's it, right?
I would say that's one of the things I like to do. There's other things I enjoy doing, but yes, sitting down, relaxing, and cranking the air as cold as it goes, and having a relaxed atmosphere.
A bowl of ice cream.
Well, yeah. I mean, except I never eat a bowl at a time. It's more like a pint.
Yeah.
If you really want to get down to it.
You're a simple man, man. You're like Leonard Skinner. You're a simple man.
I really am.
You are to your own detriment, by the way. Can I finish the sponsors, please? Magic Dry Arizona Nationals. Hopefully we won't have to dry anything when we're out there. But if you have a shop or a factory, if you are in the business where you might have to clean up an industrial spill or a cat who has to go poo, get cat spot litter. And if you have a big shop or factory, get Magic Dry. Either way, Scott Palmer is supporting WFO. Rodax, coffeeandgrills.com. Marvin Rodak, our buddy. Man, if by now you have not tried Rodax coffee, like, I don't know what to tell you, man. You need to do it. Like, it's like, Jerky Boys. You're going to buy this car. It's like Vic Vinegar and Hugh Honey. Are you going to buy this house? Are you going to buy this house? Come on. Does anyone get that reference? You should. But Rodax, coffeeandgrills.com, the hot sauces and the spice rubs and everything, it's good. It's so good. Get on it. Get Rodax. Order a bottle of hot sauce, at the very least something. Marvin Rodak, RodaxCoffeeandGrills.com. Frank Hawley's Drag Racing School, the Dragster Adventure. We've had many listeners go on the Dragster Adventure. Dave from Dave and Amy has gone on. I had a couple reach out to me on Facebook. They're going to go on it this year. They actually purchased it. They're just at the holidays, and they're going on it. So FrankHawley.com, Dragster Adventure. And, of course, everybody, tell them you heard about it on WFO. Hangstifer's Metalworking Lubricants, Hangstifer's Laboratories. Similar deal, machine shop. They're going to make you more efficient. And finally, samtech.edu, the School of Automotive Machinists and Technology. Start your education at full speed. If you learn how to become a machinist, like, think about the plumbers, right, Gio?
Yeah.
The machinists, they do pretty well too. And, it's not the kind of job that you're going to be outsourced. It needs to be here. And that's cool. And finally, we gained a couple of Patreons this week. Going to welcome a couple of Patreons, Tanner and Mike, coming on board.
Ooh, all right, guys. Thank you very much, Tanner and Mike.
Yeah.
They sound like a morning show host.
Tanner and Mike in the morning. Hey, This is Tanner, and Mike in the morning. Mike in the morning. Yeah, exactly. And so there
Want
you go.
some Rodax coffee, Tanner?
All right, let's.
Hey,
Tanner
I
and Mike.
got news here. I just scrolled through something. A little bit of tide turning for NASCAR. Daytona had a 5.5 overnight rating, an increase from last year's 5.1, and it actually got a bigger score, to be fair, on they were on Fox, than the NBA All-Star game got on TNT, which got a 5.0.
That's great. But I remember when the Daytona 500 used to
getting
get 9s,
7s and 8s,
9s and 10s. But it was a totally different era of television, though. Everything is different now. The devices and the cable and the channels, and it's very different than even it was 6 years ago. The cord cutting, it's just totally different. I think they should take their increase and be happy.
Absolutely. And especially considering that last year almost every race they went to had worse ratings or record low or whatever it is.
Yeah, and a 5.5. That's pretty good, man. The All-Star game, by the way, was very entertaining. D. Wade's last game.
And
All-Star game.
The GOAT guy, too.
What, LeBron?
No, the GOAT. Like
Giannis?
The Dallas Mavericks. Dirk Nowitzki.
Dirk.
Literally, the GOAT. He looks like, remember, he looked like a goat when he had that goatee, and he literally looked like a goat.
He looks goatish. He does.
Yeah,
man,
I don't mean that he's the greatest, but he's got a great
so
shot.
Much arc. He's got so much arc on his shot. It's crazy.
That was actually really, really cool. Really fun watching him go in there and just nail 3 straight 3-pointers.
Throwing them up, and they just eventually stop going up and then start coming down and then go in the basket. No, it was a very fun All-Star game. I enjoyed the sports weekend. I don't know what's maybe the sports are getting better, or the personalities are getting better, or they're having more fun. I don't know, but basketball has really becoming a lot more fun to me. I think that have fun, and that's a lesson we should all follow. It's that if you're having fun, people are going to have fun with you. If you're angry or super intense, people will appreciate what you do. But I don't know. It's kind of hard to have fun when you're around the super intense guy. Right. Let's talk about our fantasy league. 69 people ended up in the league. Gio and I are wondering, I think that there are some longtime people that didn't get into the league. They didn't make it into the league. The information was in the first couple of minutes of the Ignition show. And my opinion is that there are 69 people that want to be in this league, so much that they clicked on the show and they listened to the information and they went to the website and they figured it out. And you know what? That's great. And that's all that matters. Now, Hockey Dad and Hockey Kid, are they in there? They reached out to me and I sent them the information. There he is, Hockey Kid. Okay, good. I feel better. Because I wouldn't want someone who wanted to be in the league to have missed out on the league. But, you know, there it is. The weekly winner, 357 points, Derail 100. And I actually think that Derail 100 is one of our old school WFO listeners from way back on the XM satellite radio days. I'm looking it up right now on our Facebook page, but one of our guys, is it this guy? Let me see. No, he's not the guy who won. But we got a guy named Scott who has been with WFO since the first WFO Yahoo League, and he joined our league, and it's the first time since the first league he ever played was the WFO League. Right. Back on XM. He's SRX2 Racing.
Okay.
Let's see how he did. Not in the top 10, that's for sure. Okay. Derail 100, 357. Keen Racing, 314. Barbecue Bob, 299. DRT Girl, 294. Look, DRT Girl is in there. They found their way over. Car 24 Fan, 293. El Jefe, 287. Tying with Team Gray. Team Gray actually had a good day. 285 Highline Real Fine. Spider Monkey Racing. That's Gary Corbett. What's up, Gary? How you doing, Gary?
He's walking the dogs doing the iRacing stuff. Last time I communicated with him, he was giving me a whole big thing about the esports and stuff.
But he can't be walking the dogs while doing the iRacing.
Obviously not walking the dogs while
he's got
in that big iRacing contraption thingamajiggy,
well,
$100,000 contraption he's got there.
Maybe he's got them pulling him like Santa Claus. You know what I mean? Like he's got them hooked up to the front of it, and they're mushing around like he's doing the Iditarod, right? Except he's high racing.
Could be.
Highline Real Fine 8th, Spider Monkey Racing 9th, Team English. Mike English is in the league 10th. I can see her Almirola is 11th. That's Steve the Trucker. Double O Dead On is 12th. I like that name, man. That's a drag racer. Yeah, Double O Dead On, man. Double O Dead On. And I like the fact you're not going for Trip Zero. Like, that's a much more realistic possibility. Like 008 Dead On 2. I'll take it every time. Rich and Saga is 13th. Team 12, 14th. Beer Rita. Racing 81, 15th. Smothered and Covered, 16th. I'm going to read everybody because we got to hear all the names. Willie B. Racing, 17th. Bug Barn, 18th. Royal Flush Racing, 19th. I'm hoping that's Bob.
Which Bob? Bob, like Vegas Bob?
Smith.
No, that's not Vegas Bob. I think Vegas Bob is not in, as I will let you know. I did some comparison with another list, and there's a bunch of players, like about a dozen, that scored 0 points, including past champion Go Fast Turn Left.
On what?
That other list that's got the names.
Yeah.
What is this? I guess this is weekly results that I had to go back to number 1. We're under results. Your understandings now, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I have opened the results window, and that one is not in numerical order. It's just in order, I guess, of everybody. And there's some folks that scored 0, and they're not showing up over there. But one of them is Brian in Louisiana.
What happened to them?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Vegas rules.
They're in the driver group game. They're in our
Woodchuck.
league.
I think maybe this is just the names from the previous league, and they might not have been able to migrate over, or not known how to, or not known to do it. But
or don't care to do it.
Could be the ones that I know that the one that I have their number here on my phone. I will reach out and yell at them personally. How about that?
Yeah, there's nothing we can do though. You've missed a week.
So what? You miss a week. In the end, if you race good, you can catch up.
No, you can't.
You can have a competitive season.
You can have a competitive season. Top 10 is still possible. Let's see. Royal Flush Racing 19th, WFO Joe 20th, Mr. Fantasy NASCAR 21st, Lowe's Chingones. That's right, Lowe. Whooped you. What's up with Lowe? What's he doing? Drinking a beer, running a marathon?
I think that's the gist of it, yeah. Drinking multiple beers. And I don't think I would say it's a 26-mile marathon, but it looks like at least a 2 or 3K or something. Maybe a mile. I have no idea what it is, but I saw a slight video. I couldn't hear the audio because of the circumstances I was under. And it appears that he's chugging beer, running an unspecified distance, chugging another beer, continuing said run like it's a marathon, all while holding a phone, videotaping himself. And you can see other, people of like, obviously, mentality doing this. It appears to be a marathon where people are chugging beer and running for an unspecified amount of time, chugging another beer and continuing this. And
doing whippets.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
What are you doing, Lo? What are you doing? Is it like a fraternity? Are you pledging a fraternity?
It's what it sounds like to me. We're gonna have to. I know you're not in studio this week, but I'm gonna have to reach out and yell at him also and find out what the heck is going on here, so that he can come and explain himself and let us know what this beer drinking marathon thing that he was involved in. Which, by the way, I don't think that he made it through because he already had that. That look in the eye, like if he had gone too far, crossed the line of the point of no return, and he didn't appear to be done running yet. So the video ended, and I had to go. But we're gonna have to get the inside scoop on what Lowe was going on here on his. It was on his Twitter page. So
this is gonna have to be like maybe I'm gonna have to do some on the scene reporting because, as you know, I am going to Arizona.
That's right. On your way to Arizona, see if you stop by Lowe's and find out.
Then there is the possibility that I may see Lowe, and there it is.
I do believe that he said he was actually going to the drag race, so I would say if he does, it's more than likely that you'll run into him somewhere.
Well, I hope to see him at the drag race. Our great friend Dan Elephant Racers was at the Daytona 500. Did you see the shot of the race-winning car? All right, let me get finished through the Fantasy League results and then get going again. And maybe we'll see if we can bring up that video of Lowe pledging a fraternity.
That's what it sounded like to me.
Yeah. B. West Dyke 24. Am I saying that right? B. West Dyke 24. JG 24 LKB. Gio in Miami 25th.
Yep.
It could be Dick. Brian Westdick, I guess. I don't know. Gio in Miami, Southern Racer X, Bulls Wool. There's Bulls Wool. What's up? We got our players from down under. I love that. Hockey Kid, 28th. Millerman, 29th. What's up, Millerman? Haven't heard from Millerman in a long time. We got to open the phones one of these days when I get back. Fat Tire, 22. We're doing a studio redo, guys. Getting some new equipment in there, trying to get some things dialed in that we can do some better interaction. In particular, the Facebook Lives. Driving Hard, 31. Sacramento Racing Fan, 32. Tennessee Moneyman, 11. Tennessee Moneyman was like, I don't know, guys. I'm real big in the music industry now, and I don't know. I go, you're a past champion. You have to do it. He's like, oh, that's right. I am a past champion. And jumped right in the league. Aviator Racing, 34th. Mark, 23. 35th. SRX Racing. There he is. From back in the old days. He's back, baby. You've made it. You're back, WFO. Patrick the Webmaster, 37. JJ, the Husker fan, 38th. Craig Newhall, 39th. Craig Newhall had a great year last year. Not starting off so good. 40th, Mischief Bent Valve. Mischief Bent Valve. Love it. DRT Girl number 2.
By the way, have you ever... Wait, you're there, tied for 40 and 41st, DRT Girl and Mischief Valve. Have you ever considered that DRT Girl's name is actually Dirt Girl? Because I had never considered it, but I was, as you...
Dirt,
yeah.
Dirt Girl.
Guess who came up with that, obviously?
Who?
The Gray. He was reading the names. He's the one that this morning got up and, found out where he had landed. And as he's telling me the names, he read it as Dirt Girl.
Dirt Girl. Well, maybe she's Dirt Girl. It makes perfect sense.
Maybe she likes dirt cars or whatever,
Maybe. Well, you know what? Whatever.
I never had considered that, it was just not.
I've never called it Dirt Girl, DRT 99 or Dirt Girl, but that makes a lot of sense.
You know what? It did until so many things that you just don't look at from the right perspective.
Right.
Anyway, go ahead.
Why would you leave the I out of there? Okay, Uper won 42nd, Black Ice 43rd, Dirty Hippies 44th. Terrible. He was too busy texting you like what to tell with the flat and the bill sheet. Buffalo Butt Breath Racing. Yeah, whatever happened with Low and Miss Little Low?
That must be Miss Little Low.
Yeah,
right? That seems something
Buffalo
like them.
Butt Breath. That's I guess that is Miss Little Low. I'm guessing DRT 99. So Dirt 99. Mrs. Dirty Hippies 47. Little Low 48th. The New Hampshire Bucknut 442 49th. Moonchild 50th. Moonchild made it over. Moonchild has been with us forever. Like I want to talk to Moonchild. Like thank Moonchild for staying with WFO for all these years. Low Blinker Fluid 51st. Easy E009 52nd. Elephant Racers 53rd. Jambalaya J Racing 54th. Randy 55th. That's a new one. Randy. I like it. Race Guitar 56th. Day Racing 21 57th. Lug Nuts 58th. Tom Inc. 59th. A26 guy. Come on, Marvin. Get with it. Bristol 61st. McCain 1221 62nd. 85 Racing 63rd. Fleet Tree 64th. Beats 1. Okay, Beats 65th. 66, Stubo. 67th, Hockey Dad, horrific. 68th, Northwest Nitro Fanatics, showing why he's a drag racing fan. And 69th, Mrs. Black Ice, 139 points. And that's everybody that showed up in this league, man.
There you have it.
There it is. Don't forget to set your teams. I have already set my team, so I am off to a solid start. Not as good as Derail 100, however. There you go. Very excellent. Very excellent. All right, let's get into the Haas F1 report, which everybody is out there testing. Are you aware of that, Gio?
I am aware of that. I've seen the testing going on. I've seen all the new cars and all the pump and circumstance, so to speak.
They say that Ferrari had an unbelievable test. Vettel says it could not have gone better in any way. That's a quote. And Vettel set the first headline time of the 2019 campaign, 1:18.16 in the morning session, at a time that was almost 2 seconds quicker than last year's day one time set by Daniel Ricciardo. Even more notable at this stage is the fact that Vettel completed the best part of 2.5-hour Grand Prix distances by the time the checkered flag waved. 2.5 Grand Prix distances. So he's just running and running and running. That's great. Yeah. McLaren's Carlos Sainz, Roman Grosjean recovered from on-track stoppages to complete the top 3. Oh, Grosjean, top 3. Way to go. And that's your Haas F1 report. Number 1 timesheet, Sebastian Vettel, Ferrari. Number 2, Carlos Sainz. Number 3, Haas, which is now got a new name, guys. It's called the Rich Energy Haas Formula One team. You got to say Rich Energy is part of the sponsor name.
All right, that's fair. Rich Energy.
Rich Energy.
How about Rich? Helping us out, helping Gene Haas out. I mean, he's everywhere.
Yeah. Lewis Hamilton way down in 9th. Yeah, I don't believe that for a second.
Yeah,
sandbagging, right. Let's hear what Vettel had to say. All this reporting coming from Planet F1. They're out there on the scene, I think. Sebastian Vettel hailed the first day of preseason testing for Ferrari as unbelievable after topping the timesheet. The 4-time world champion was very much part of the leading headline. We couldn't have hoped for a better day. I think it was unbelievable. The car's working well. We had no issues slowing us down. We actually completed the program just the way we wanted. We were able to squeeze a little bit more out of it even. Wow, there it is. Very exciting.
I think I got a clip.
Yeah?
Yeah, here. I think we were able to get some audio. Here we go.
What the f*** are we doing here?
There it is. There it is. No, I think it's tremendous. I think it's tremendous. So I'm excited about that. So Haas F1, new colors, new look, new everything. Okay, here's Low. This is here's the beer. Can you hear this? Can you hear that?
It's a little low. You want me to find it and
No, he's drinking an 805 beer.
here.
He's got a headband.
Because I can actually play it through, and that might be
What is
better.
going on? He is. He's pledging a fraternity.
Hey, a big heads up to Lowe because everything on his.
Here he's going to do the elf.
It took me a while to get to it. Here, I'll play it. Ready? And we're.
Yep.
I think he cut.
Oh, 3, 2, 1, chug, and then you will chug. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, chug.
Right now, Lowe is chugging a beer.
Yeah, man, he's holding a phone and chugging a beer at the same time. It takes skill.
He's wearing a headband. Oh, it's
Buffering?
Yeah.
About halfway through the first quarter mile. Already burped a few times. So let's see how it goes. All right, we're coming in to the second one. To the second beer. Here we go.
Here it is.
That beer did
there
not
it
go
is.
down.
Whoa, I love the headband.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh, profanity.
Got to slow down the pace just a little bit. Whew.
He's not looking good.
I only
right
had
now.
2 cups of coffee this morning. Trying to give myself some room.
You're doing good.
Hey.
Maybe put the phone down.
See what I told you? The bunch of other crazies just like him too. They got numbers on too. So
Yeah, now they're doing the elephant
At
walk.
this point, I think me holding the beer down is no big deal.
It's not what it looks like to me.
It's the damn lungs at this point. Will they
Yeah,
hold
no,
up?
you got to be physical fitness is pretty
Nice
important.
looking car there.
What is that? Like an old school T-Bird, convertible T-Bird.
Oh, fuck.
No, I can't see
Coming
what
in
you're
for beer
seeing.
3.
Oh, there it is.
Right?
That is not a
Almost
T-Bird. That is a Corvette,
For
Giovanni.
real?
Yes, that is embarrassing. You should be ashamed.
I don't have my glasses on.
Beer
Just for
three.
the record.
Sorry, man. Come on.
I think
Embarrassing.
he's approaching another beer stop now.
Just for everybody that doesn't know, it was a Gen 1 Corvette.
We're watching a video here.
Oh my God, that one did not. That was worse than number 2.
There you go. The video ended.
There
I think,
it is.
I believe that there'll be a continuation somewhere. He just hasn't posted it.
Yeah. Well, there you go. I'm going to have to just retweet that one out there. And there it
Definitely
is.
put. What the heck are you doing, Lo? You're gonna have to come on the show and explain yourself.
We'll talk to him this weekend out there at the Magic Dry Arizona Nationals, and maybe we'll try to get him to recreate the scene and see exactly what we do. It looks fun, though, but I don't know. Physical fitness and drinking of beer, they don't seem to go together. I'll do my physical fitness first and then have a couple of beers after. But combine the two. Interesting. All right, Giovanni, anything that we need to cover here as I get ready to go off to Performance TV Land and make some interesting television? Hopefully you guys have been watching it.
No, I
Then
felt
head
like
off to Arizona and try to make the miracle of the one bag. The miracle of the one carry-on bag extend all the way to Tuesday, by the way, because I'm spending Monday at a friend's down there.
down in Arizona.
In Arizona. I'm going
interesting.
to see Murph.
Oh, send my regards to Murph and Mrs. Murph.
We'll talk. We'll definitely talk between now and
Well,
then.
yeah, no, I
but,
mean,
but yeah.
I'm not lucky enough to have zero contact with you for 8 days. So
No, definitely not. But going to Atlanta, and that's where we begin the real season, in that the rules are going to be very different. We did not make a big deal that FFRR is now gone. There's no more restrictor plate racing. It's going to be a tapered spacer and going to be fundamentally different. At least that's what they're hoping. I don't know if they end up with speeds like 212 miles an hour. They might change their minds. I'm happy for Joe Gibbs. What can you say? The race didn't work out exactly as we might have planned, but it worked out pretty good. And NASCAR, baby. We got NASCAR season back. You know, I put out some tweets about, the race and whatnot. And some people are like, NASCAR makes me sleepy. And look, you don't have to watch anything that you don't want to watch. And there are days that certain things make me sleepy too. And I get it. And then there are days that they're great and exciting. No one thing is always going to be amazing, and no one thing is always going to be terrible. You just got to go with the flow and enjoy as best as you can. We certainly had a good time this past weekend, and I'm sure we'll have a good time this weekend. If you're going to be out there at Wild Horse Pass Motorsports Park, be sure to say what's up. Giovanni has already agreed to put together a picks show this week and take the leadership role, right?
Absolutely.
And make it happen. Because, the problem is we cannot make picks on Monday. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just not fair to us, really.
The odds, it's not fair to Bob. The odds
technically don't come out till Tuesday, generally speaking.
So we're in a weird spot. So we're going to have to figure this thing out. But it's vitally important because now gambling is real. For the last 20 years, it was hypothetical. Now it's actually real. And so, I don't know. I've been considering maybe doing the pick show for the Patreons only. I don't know.
You know that there's an actual William Hill here now on the East Coast. They're the ones that they run one of the casino places here in Jersey.
Our WFO radio listeners in New Jersey could actually bet on actual picks that we make in New Jersey. And if you are in
multiple states now, but
you're anywhere near New Jersey, you could drive into New Jersey and do it.
There you go.
That's how the geofencing works. I was talking with a great friend who was working in Nevada and had to do with the development of one of the apps, the sports book apps. And they had to go out and test the geofence. And I'm like, well, what if someone from another state wants to drive into the state and make a bet? He goes, they just got to drive like 150 feet into the state, and you could place a wager from the state line. And so think about how cool that is. What about SportsCollision, Gio? What else we got?
Well, we saw the NBA All-Star Game. We briefly mentioned it. I mean, obviously, by that point, we were in our separate locales. But I found the game to be fairly entertaining. It was, you mentioned fun. They've done it different now where they're not splitting it east-west or USA versus the world. They've got, I guess it would be like a schoolyard basketball. Two guys get to pick teams, and they did that a few days ago. And it was Giannis from Milwaukee and LeBron, obviously. And I thought it was great. The Giannis club got out to a big lead early in the first half, and then the LeBrons came back in the second half, and it was quite fun and entertaining, and everybody just jacking up threes, and got to see D. Wade even make a three and make a nice alley-oop, and it's just fun when they're all kind of like that, and you have the best of the best, and it's an exhibition game. And
the Giannis was trying to win the game, though.
He really was, especially early on.
They were trying to win, but they were just the better talent is on the other side of the ball. Like, you got LeBron and KD. Like, come on. That was just and they turned it up, and that was that. But, man, the Giannis story, how amazing a story.
He's great. He's
great.
A
nobody from nowhere.
He's actually from somewhere, but.
The Greek Freak.
The Greek Freak.
He's from Africa. And he went to Greece, and he had no status until he was 18, and then he came here, and then he was able to migrate, and because of his talent and ability, and his family was able to get in on their final attempt for a visa.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah. And he said if his family couldn't get in, he was going to go home. And they got in, and now look.
Now he's a basketball superstar.
He's one of the best players.
Not quite a superstar, but he's obviously trending upward and one of the best young players in the league.
I think he's a superstar. If you get to pick a team against LeBron, you're a superstar. They don't just let anybody do that.
All right. I do believe I like to maybe I got to see how long he's been doing it. Give me a quick second.
Because, there's a lot of players in the league, and only two get to be captains of the All-Star team, and one is LeBron James.
Fact. That is a fact.
Whoever they picked, you'd think they would be pretty big. And apparently the Bucks are selling out games, and they've totally changed. They've got a Giannis economy. I know it was a puff piece and all, but they sold me on the deal. It was a very nice story.
Yeah, I generally tend not to pay attention to those puff pieces and stuff like that. Those were, especially the ones that are like tugging at your heartstrings. So
the sad ones where there's a sick child, you turn those off immediately.
I mean, if I could turn the channel any faster, I would.
Oh, no, dog stuck in a tree.
No, I don't want to know about any of that stuff.
Cut the tree down.
You know, he's been in the league. This is his 6th year. So I think he is definitely fast approaching superstar status.
He's got a shoe. He's got this. He's Giannis. He's the Greek freak.
This is his 3rd year in a row over 20 points. So, and he's averaging 27. Yeah.
He averaged 27, man.
Right now, so far, yes.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. How about Denny Hamlin mentioning Michael Jordan's birthday? That was interesting. He won the Daytona 500 on Michael Jordan's birthday.
Oh, very interesting. Well, I know he's wears those Jordan brand gloves and stuff. The jump.
Yeah,
stuff.
he's Jordan. He's Jordan.
He's a jump man.
He's a Jordan guy. Well, all right, everybody. That's going to do it. Thank you so much for checking out our show. And next week, I'll be back in the studio. No.
What?
We're gonna have to do a show later on in the week because I am traveling Monday night, and I get back because it's coming back east, so I lose many hours. So Monday is not the day we'll be doing the show. Yeah, there's no way, not possible. So we'll have to figure it out. We'll have to figure out something else later in the week. I'll do it myself. I'll get you on Skype. But Paul,
I guess we could do that on a different day if it doesn't,
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
If I don't have any prior engagement. No, it's all right. The music just started. You got plenty of time. You could go a little while. Or however long you want.
I just wanted everybody to know we appreciate you guys. Thanks for listening to the show. Check out our sponsors. Make them feel loved. If you're out at the race, we'll see you out there. And if you're sitting in front of your DVR right now, pick up the remote. Go to Motor Trend Performance TV, Sunday morning, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And check out Kathy Fisher and myself. That's why I'm here in Johnson City, headed to the NHRA this weekend for the Magic Dry Arizona Nationals. Going to have a whole lot of fun out there. And NASCAR's going, everything's ramping up. We're going to have a good old time. All right, everybody, that's going to do it. See you next time. WFO.
WFO, everybody.
WFO! The views and opinions of the hosts, guests, or callers do not necessarily reflect that of the station ownership, advertisers, or agencies.
Yeah, welcome to the party.